Hi everyone, welcome. Thrilled to have you here. I've been looking through my animal decks just today because I ordered this from Hay House before Christmas time. And with Canada Post, it got held up, but it's in my hot little hands now. It's put out by, as I say, Hay House, and it wasn't their fault. It was Canada Post doing its strike. So for this one, it says, from the creator of Crow Tarot, this richly illustrated 78 card tarot deck and guidebook are reminders that there's always light to be found. And you can read the rest at your own leisure there. You get to see who the cover design and art by. And I'm pretty stoked because, as I say, I looked at mine this morning and I'm going to show them at another video, but I wanted to just do a walkthrough of this one today and really enjoy it. When I saw the colors in some of the videos on YouTube, loved it, loved it, loved it. So we've got a nice box with the little thumb hole on the side there. Without darkness, there is no light. And there is a good size guidebook. Now let's see if it's all English or not. It is. So you're getting quite a chunky book here. And I don't see any images. Oh, there's some there just as I speak. But you're not getting images for each of the cards. So that's a page there in black and white versus the color. But if the information is great, and I'll pick one card or two as we go through, and we'll check out the meanings and see how it resonates with everyone. So there are some card spreads as well, a little bit about the author. And this is copyrighted 2021 as well as 2022. So I'm a little bit late to the party, but I couldn't resist this one when I saw it. So happy to have that. And let's just get a look. There's some, they look like little stars, little galaxy there. Okay. And we'll take off this ribbon, but you know, that's a good size deck. And the color resonates again and sings on the backs. Really fabulous. And as I say, my decks didn't have this fabulousness, and I wanted some of it. So I'm just going to pause for a second and put this in a stand so my fingers aren't all over it. Hang tight. Okay, now I'm blaming this purchase actually on Marilyn from Marilyn's Musings in Tarot, because she told me Hay House was having a sale, and I ended up purchasing 7 decks. So it's going to be fun to unwrap once in a while just for that thrill of something new. But here you can see the beautiful backs. And, you know, it's not the typical white moon. We've got some natural earthy colors in this because this is an earthy deck to me. So let's take a look at the cards. And I'm hoping that gives you lots of clarity there. I liked the drawings when I saw it on YouTube. I really liked the softness of the fur, but the details as well. And I'm quite, taken by this little border at the bottom here that gives us then the number and the name. And you know, the cardstock, it's got some flex to it. It's kind of cardboardy, but for me, it's the colors that are singing. Really like that. And it's nice that the image holds other animals. I haven't looked at every single card in the deck, but we can do that together. So I'm picking up very much on this area here because there's a lot of dark and light there, but it looks to me like he stepped out onto the ice, and now, like the fool, there's that risk. Where do I go from here? What do I do? What have I started? I quite like that as well. Again, I think I'm drawn to the golds and the oranges and yellows mostly so far in this deck. But you can see all the tools are there. And with the magician being a little bit of a trickster, I can quite agree with the raccoon being very appropriate for this card. Love the idea of the bat suspended in time, in thought. These can act like our two pillars, although they're both the same color. And that introspective time, that pause. The Empress. Yeah, my current animal decks don't have this class, this color, this up close feeling that this deck gives me. So here's the owl, I guess, ruler of the night. A little nod to the zodiac sign there with that animal. I go to the Lenormand cards when I see this one with the mouse card. Something's up. But this one is the Hierophant, so I'm going to take a look in the book and see what it says. All right. Now, it gives you quite a substantial bit of information there. It's not a mouse. They're calling it a rat. Intelligence, tradition, success, tenacity. Okay, so you get 2 pages, it looks like, for most of the major arcana. So I'll let you take a peek at that, and I'll just sort of skim maybe the first lines of each section here. The Hierophant energy is tied to our heritage, our culture, and what is expected of us for no other reason other than the box we have been put in as a result of our birth. Well, that's quite strong right there. The Hierophant's energy carries with it the wisdom of the ages, and when the time comes, it will be the teacher you need. Okay, so I get the idea that he's maybe head rat, and these are his followers here. But there's something also here in the background. There's an eye there, and it looks like a beak. So there's going to be some playtime, I guess, visually, finding all the other things. Let's go on here. So it says, the Hierophant may find your defiance challenging. When I announced this project's creation, there were quite a few requests for rats to be included. Although I'm a bit squeamish when it comes to the animal, nonetheless, I recognize the gifts of wisdom they offer. And it goes on, but at least it gives you quite a bit to visually play with. There's our key, and normally there would be 2 keys sitting at the foot of the Hierophant. Again, really liking the clarity. There's our lovers, 2 scorpions. We've got the caducus there for healing, and the transformative, I guess, energy of the moth. It's not the night moth, but it's very beautiful. The chariot. Interesting with the rooster and chickens and stuff going on there. That'll take, and there's something in the upper right-hand corner there. Looks like a heart. And then I'm also noticing in the sky there, you've got another planet or two. Okay, the strength. So this heart is popping up again in the imagery. So I'm going to have to figure that one out for sure. There's our hermit. Beautiful Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged Man. So that would be our possum, I believe. Death. Temperance. And they do have a nice sort of textural sound to them. That reminds me of a Van Gogh right there. The Devil. That's wonderful for the Tower. That's sort of mysterious, and the different levels of the crows. It's just wonderful. This is one I particularly liked. I liked the flow of the fur. So there is the star. The moon. And I really like the idea of the two buildings and the moon in between. It's like that liminal space between darkness and light and what goes on. The sun. Well, the person who worked on this deck with the coloring has a great sense of color. This is a little bit lighter. I mean, it's a little bit deeper. It's lighter on the camera than what the cards are actually. I'm trying to find the words for this one. It's like the bee and how small it is, yet it plays a big part in the world. Yeah, you can really explore that one. Now we're into the fiery wands. So we've got our fireflies. Our two of wands. And what I've read so far just with you in the book, I like the different take on the words. Definitely, I think of the busy beaver and the turmoil, trying to create his dam, the struggle. Now, the Eight of Wands for me is usually messages. And with the snake there, I would think it would be ideas or words coming through that are very transformative because the snake requires us to be flexible and, shed some of those past beliefs. Tricky situation. I really enjoy where the author and the artist have combined the ideas, like the swimming against the current in order to rejuvenate the struggles. I would not have thought that an animal deck would appeal to me so much. Our queen, with help of the crow. Our king. Okay, we're into the watery emotional cups. Feeling, sensing. Love this here. I don't have the Crow Tarot. I have one Crow Tarot, and I showed that the other day. I haven't been able to connect to it, but my eyes have been on the Crow Tarot that the artist also illustrated, and it's been on my wish list for a bit now. Our Four of Cups. There's the Death Moth. Beautiful 8. Our 9 of Cups, and that sense of pride of accomplishments. In my mind, anyway. They really could have gone over top with the colors in here, but they left it very subtle. Our 10, that's a busier card, but yet happy. The family of nature. That's pretty gorgeous too. Coming from BC, I can appreciate seeing the orca. So our queen and our king. It's neat because they've got the king on the outer and the queen on the inner. So although he's the King of Cups, there's so many ways you could play with that. Very nice. Our Ace of Swords, to die for. And that is nice with the trumpet vine flower. I would think that's what they're illustrating there. So it goes along with the idea of trumpeting out a victorious idea. Stellar idea. Now I'm going to pause for a second and find the Three of Swords and see what it says. Now, in the writing, it says the Three of Swords has a heaviness that none of the other cards possess. Can you feel the low rumbling vibration? This is an energy that comes from feeling betrayed, of knowing that your trust has been violated, of being so painfully aware that you are not the victor, but the victim. Oh, well done. And I like the little feather there, but the chains, they really add something to it. The 4. Oh, those are owls and their wings. Interesting. Trapped in thought. Okay. That's really wonderful too. For the 9 of Swords, for me, usually, well, the Rider-Waite-Smith image is that feeling of lack of sleep and worry, and especially, I guess, this one, worrying about the future. The planet is changing so fast. Our page. Trying to keep an eye on the time here. That might be a sturgeon. And there's the one from the box cover. Complete now with sword. Oh, gorgeous. All right, our last suit, the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. Cute with all the little bunnies. That's pretty wonderful. It's like looking out sometimes and you see a tree with the dew hitting on it in the morning and all the spider webs are lit up. The 10, lots of vibrancy there. Oh, an octopus. Hands in many pots. Ideas. The Knight of Pentacles. That reminds me of the movie Shrek. Okay, we're down there to our 2 last cards. The Queen of Pentacles. Interesting with a key there. It's almost a cross. And a ribbon. That'll be interesting to read up on that one. And our King. Very strong. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed that. I'm just going to pause for a second. I was just marveling at the size of it. It is really quite chunky, but if it was on a spread cloth, it would stand out quite nice. And I'm just going to lay a few down here and adjust the camera so that you can take a closer peek at how they would look. Well, and looking at those ones, I am absolutely thrilled with my purchase. They're going to look great in a spread. And everyone, that is the Guardian of the Night Tarot. Have a great day, everyone.